What does reversing type 2 diabetes really mean? Hi, my name is Charmaine and I'm the dietitian that helps people reverse type 2 diabetes with plant-based eating. Most people with type 2 diabetes find themselves having a lot of different symptoms and complications because of type 2 diabetes. These symptoms and complications include having lower energy levels, fatigue, tiredness, increased weight gain, higher amounts of diabetic medications, erectile dysfunction, and serious complications including heart disease, kidney failure, and amputations. And oftentimes, uncontrolled diabetes can also lead to blindness as well. Because of how serious these complications are, it is very important to talk about reversing type 2 diabetes. But what does reversing type 2 diabetes mean? Reversing type 2 diabetes is also to reverse the symptoms of type 2 diabetes and also prevent all the serious complications type 2 diabetes bring. Reversing type 2 diabetes is about focusing on reversing the root cause of type 2 diabetes so that you'll be able to lower your A1C and blood sugar levels so that you'll be able to reverse type 2 diabetes. The goal of reversing type 2 diabetes is get your A1C and your blood sugar levels back to normal. A normal A1C is anything below 5.7 and a fasting blood sugar is anything below 100, and a post-meal blood sugar 2-3 hours after is below 140. Another goal of reversing type 2 diabetes is also to get off diabetic medications. Most people with type 2 diabetes are still able to produce their own insulin, and so most people, if they change their lifestyle to reverse the root cause of type 2 diabetes, they are still able to completely get off diabetic medications. However, there's a small percentage of people with type 2 diabetes that might have a hard time producing insulin because their pancreas may be exhausted already, and in those cases they may still have to rely on some exogenous insulin, but they're still able to reverse their insulin resistance so that they can improve their insulin ratio and be able to have controlled blood sugar. Symptoms of neuropathy, depending on what stages it is, may also be able to be reversed. If neuropathy isn't very serious or it's at a very damaging level, if it's just small impact on smaller nerves, some type of neuropathy, especially in the early stage, may still be reversible. A big one that no one talks about is improving carbohydrate tolerance in reversing type 2 diabetes. Reversing type 2 diabetes is not just about lowering your A1C, getting off diabetic medications. It's really about focusing on the root cause of type 2 diabetes and be able to improve your body's ability to process carbohydrate. Type 2 diabetes itself is a disease of carbohydrate intolerance, meaning that your body isn't able to process carbohydrates. What we're doing here to reverse insulin resistance is we're actually helping the body be better at processing carbohydrates. A lot of people go the low carb way where they're still able to get off diabetic medications and lower their A1C. However, the minute that they eat carbs again, it skyrockets their blood sugar because they've never really addressed the root cause of the problem, which is insulin resistance, and they never really tried to improve their body's ability to process carbohydrates. If someone is able to eat carbohydrates and have a normal blood sugar, then I will really call that having their type 2 diabetes reversed. And if you don't believe me, I have plenty of examples, and actually some of them are in my interviews where people are able to lower their A1C from 14 to 6 or 9.6 to 4.9 while eating more carbohydrates. Not only so, they're able to get off diabetic medications and be able to have so much more energy than before. Some people may ask, will diabetes go away completely? Some would argue that if someone have type 2 diabetes, they'll never be able to get rid of type 2 diabetes, even if their blood sugar improves so much so that the condition is no longer diagnosable. What they mean by that is the genetic trait that made type 2 diabetes possible will not go away. But the thing about genetic traits is even if you have genes that are more prone to type 2 diabetes, doesn't mean that you'll necessarily get it, especially if you're able to control your lifestyle and nutrition. So in conclusion, as a registered dietitian, these are 3 things I focus on when I help people reverse type 2 diabetes: lowering A1C, getting off off diabetic medications and improving carbohydrate tolerance. Will you be able to get off diabetic medications, lower your blood sugar, or get rid of symptoms of type 2 diabetes so that no one would ever know that you had type 2 diabetes? This is a question you'll answer on your own, but I can promise you that my reversing diabetes system will help you in your reversing diabetes journey and guide you through optimal nutrition. If you are interested in joining my coaching program, make sure you book a call with us in the description link below, and I'll see you there. Have a good one.